Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? My name's Cody Jones and you're listening to episode number 47 of the Flow State podcast. Today I'm with my co-host and good mate and co-star of the upcoming Bong City Detectives, Broden Minogue.
That's right, everybody. Yep, I'm famous now, so I wear hats inside and glasses. So thanks for tuning in to the Flow State podcast. To check us out again, it's episode 47B from an alternate universe, or for you, just 47.
That's right. Find out in this episode why Broden's so famous and what's been happening with us.
And what happened in episode 47, the original
cut. All right. See you on the other side of this intro. Well, here we are.
Yep.
Broden.
Yep.
How's it going?
It's good, man. I'm feeling really good.
What happened with the original cut?
Well, it was one of those ones that it was kind of a nice moment because it brings you right back home, right back to where you live.
Yeah.
Because it's like, do you remember those famous first 5 episodes, the audio only episodes?
That's right.
That's why it made me feel like, you know what?
It doesn't matter. After
such a huge successful year in 2020, that we aren't bulletproof. You know?
Correct.
That we are fallible. And that, you know what? At the end of the day, we can be taken down. So we've got to be careful. We're letting everybody start podcasts these days without having to go through the board of podcast entertainment, which is us, by the way.
Yep.
And you haven't had your podcasts approved by the Flow State.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't had it endorsed.
But it was so we sat down and we had a great podcast. We had a great episode, just as we normally do if we pre-record an ep.
Yeah, it was just a great chat.
And we've got it. We've got the whole thing, but we just forgot to plug the sound in. So
yeah. Backstory on what happened, if you're out there, we got a Rodecaster Pro in here. And I've seemed to have lost the charger for my my Bluetooth speaker. So I was like, the only cord I know that's the same size is the Rodecaster in the studio.
USB-C.
So I ran out and I got it and plugged it in and charged up my Bluetooth speaker. And just never, ever, ever thought about plugging it in again. And just sat down, did a podcast, didn't even look at it, didn't even look at the levels on the screen here. So if you had any doubts that we had, if you thought that we may have even improved and gotten more professional, you were fucking
grossly mistaken. Yeah, but that's fine because we never said I'm big on intent, right?
Yeah.
We never said that. We never said we were professional. We never said we were going to do everything all the time. We never even said we're going to put one out every week. We just do.
No, we just told it ourselves, didn't we? I don't know.
I don't know. Who cares? At the end of the day, we're making promises. We're keeping promises that we didn't make to anyone for ourselves so that we feel good about promising things that we didn't say we didn't want to not promise about to go forward on a weekly basis.
I don't know.
You with me?
No, you lost me.
Yeah, I lost me too.
You fucking tied my brain into it. You did jiu-jitsu on my brain.
I can see your head's getting hot.
Yeah, there's a noise in my brain. It's like a cog. When something's wrong with your car and you just keep driving it, with a smile on your face.
Do I
feel like your optimism will beat the problem with your car? It's like, if I don't think about the problem, it won't have a problem.
Optimism Prime.
I'm Optimism Prime. So what's been happening? What are your thoughts on this news? No social media news. Facebook.
It's the greatest thing in the world. It's no news on Facebook. No news is good news. You know what I'm saying? It's just been a pleasure. You know that there's people on Facebook.
Is there really?
There's people there that where they were. They were hidden under the fucking news.
Under the agenda of the Murdoch agenda.
You know what? I remember...
Someone was calling it a Rupert-proof fence.
A Rupert-proof fence. That's brilliant. I like it. I'm taking...
I saw it somewhere.
Do you remember a few years ago there was something that was called a place for friends?
MySpace.
There's MySpace. Well, now Facebook is a place for friends because it's not a fucking place for news.
How good was MySpace?
MySpace was great.
You could rank your friends, man. Remember that? You could you had to decide who you could have. Yeah, I think you could change. You could have 24.
Top 8 to start
2.
with. It was 8, and then it was you could change the amount you wanted up there.
Was it originally 8?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Fucking hell.
Imagine
you would just rank your friends. Yeah. That's the weirdest shit in the world, isn't it?
And it was you could position them too. It wasn't just a random 8 friends or just 8 top friends. It was you could put one in position 1. And I remember people would get upset if like
It would chop and change.
Yeah, but they would get in a relationship with somebody and then they would be, you have to put me in position 1 of your top 8.
Yeah, so everyone knows.
That's it. So then they know.
What was MySpace? What was the whole dynamic of it? It was post-it comments. It was like comments threads, basically. Wasn't it what we know now?
I think it was the first successful social media platform.
Yeah, it's massive.
It was huge. Tom from MySpace. Tom
he was friends with everyone.
Everybody. You
Why
had to be
isn't Zuckerberg
friends with
everyone?
Because Zuckerberg's a fucking android.
Because we might message him and find out that he's a fucking lizard. Inbox him.
Inbox Zuckerberg.
Zucks, if you're out there listening, are you or are you not a lizard?
Yes.
Answer that question. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying you are one.
Yeah, just answer whether or not you are.
Yes or no. No one whoever gets asked if they're a lizard, just gives an answer.
Exactly. They never do. They kind of laugh it off. They say stuff like,
It's exactly what a lizard would do.
I think everybody's entitled to their sexual proclivities. May 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned.
I'm not spending
any time on it. While once every 3 months, somebody's torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland.
That's funny shit.
That's what they say every time you ask them if they're a lizard.
I think we should get back on MySpace.
I think, yeah, we should. Would you mean like go and get an account? Or?
As a movement,
yeah,
spearheaded by the Flow State podcast.
Get
Broden, Minogue, Cody Jones have spearheaded this movement. Not only did we spearhead that movement to have a drag night at a local pizza shop.
That's right. Which was, I don't know. Was that successful? Because we forgot to go.
Get on the cones with Dan Andrews.
Yep,
we spearheaded that event.
That's true.
So now we're going to spearhead everyone make a MySpace account. A fresh one. You can't use your old one.
Yeah. Actually, we
start
should
fresh.
We'll launch this on tonight where the podcast airs. We'll launch Get Back on MySpace. What do we call the group? Just Get Back on MySpace.
Yeah, come over, join the group.
Yeah.
All right,
so you'll
that.
find it. We'll try to post it. Get Back on MySpace, or else.
Let's find out firstly if you can have a profile on it anymore and shit like that.
Because what is it now?
Sure,
like,
it
is
died.
it just news, or what is it? Because I'm not like I think the .com address is still up, but I don't know what's like on there. I can't access. I don't think I'll access my old band's page or.
Well, that'll give us something to aim for next week. Let's not look into it now. We'll come back and report on how we went from doing and if you're the viewer or the listener, you make one as well. Report back to us. Send us an email, brodenandcody@gmail.com.
That's our email.
That's our email. You can send us anything. If you want to ask us whether we're lizards, or if you want to ask us whether if you just want to tell us that you hate our shit.
Yeah, we've already got answers prepared for it. I can tell you mine again now.
Yeah.
It's well, everybody's entitled to their sexual proclivities. May 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned. But I ain't spending any time on it.
He's a real weird looking motherfucker.
Bob Catter. Do you reckon he's a lizard? Is that what he was asked?
He's not a lizard. He's some sort of bird with that beak. He's a toucan. Look at the size of that fucking nose.
Why has he got like Bilbo Baggins' haircut from like 70s?
He looks like he could be cast in the new Lord of the Rings film.
He could be,
as a
like
new
as
creature.
himself.
Just a new creature.
Just as himself. Bob Catter as himself.
Bob Catter as himself. It's a cat. It's a herd of the Catters.
Oh my god.
They just clone him.
Do you reckon he had MySpace?
He would have. Yeah.
Do you reckon he would?
Politician.
He's 75.
Oh wait, but I don't think it was very political. MySpace. It was more like a
glitter font gifs.
Remember that? You could fucking decorate your page all up and you could have a song, you could have Amity Affliction playing when the Rise Against or something like that.
Pimp My Profile.
Yeah, you'd pimp My Profile was it. And you'd log into someone's fucking, on your shitty Windows 98 computer, IBM, and you'd log into someone's page on fucking MySpace and would nearly have a heart attack. Your computer would nearly have a heart attack.
You'd just choke. You'd try to scroll down.
Like the fan would just start heating up. The desktop would be on the floor. It'd be against your leg and it'd start getting real hot. Like it was the same as riding a motorbike in shorts. Like, fucking hell. Why's my computer getting so fucking hot? Because you're trying to download the most graphics ever put onto one single web page on this 14-year-old girl's MySpace page.
and your fan's full of cat hair. It's just not chugging along.
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. Yeah.
Do you remember
we don't all clean our fucking electronics like you do.
Yeah, well, you got to clean things.
Have you heard my PlayStation?
Yeah, but
People feel like I'm on
it's
a
the
fucking
Pro.
plane.
It's the Pro, okay? It does work a
Yeah.
little harder. But, man, do you remember when you would scroll down on the screen and the screen would chug? It would, like, leave half the top loaded and the bottom half would scroll or whatever.
Yeah.
It would just not fucking move. That was so
it would
filthy.
just go in chunks, wouldn't it? Be like,
Yeah,
boom,
donk, donk, donk.
boom.
Yeah.
And you get head,
Oh, man.
shoulders. Come on, load, you bastard.
Exactly, yeah.
Load.
But, like, you couldn't scroll back up to if you missed something because it would just take forever and just shit itself.
Yeah.
We used to have, back in the MySpace days, just before the MySpace days, we used MSN Messenger.
Oh, that was how good was that?
It was great, except we used to do
school and just keep talking to your
yeah,
friends.
you just talk to your mates all night. And like we used to my brother's a huge nerd, and so is my dad. You know, that's probably why I cleaned my fucking Xbox or whatever, you know. I don't have an Xbox, but I cleaned Scotty's, that worked. But
You fixed his Xbox,
I fixed the booth Xbox.
Yeah.
But what we used to do is just stuff that now would be regarded as cybercrime, right? We had things,
What
you
were
know,
you
you get like a screensaver. People would send you a screensaver, like, oh my God, look at your screensaver or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just like a real cool screensaver. And you're like, yeah, but it wasn't saving your screen. It was actually like completely fucking your screen because it was burning the shit out of it. Screensaver would just be turn the monitor off. So we'd send people like these screensavers, quote unquote, and they'd open them up and it wouldn't work. And they're like, oh, yeah, screensaver didn't work. And like, oh, okay, never mind. No worries.
Must be your computer.
Must be your computer or something. And then we had like a little command list. You could type in numbers into the chat box, and you type in like one, and it would like open up their CD drive and like and freak them out. And then you could push the one again, and it would close it.
That's horrifying.
And then you could do other things like open up web browsers, shut the computer off. But of course, if you did shut it off, you would have to start your whole process again. You have to send it to them
just
again
do
to
this
open
by
it.
typing in like,
Yeah.
for example, like CSD hash.
You wouldn't even need to do
commands.
that. You could just like they had them already kind of preloaded so that you could do things like 6 would restart your computer, or 6 would open up Minesweeper or some dumb shit. They had commands built in. So essentially it was a Trojan that would like
Trojan. What the fuck? Yeah.
and that's the same sort of technology now that those guys from not Telstra that you know your internet's going to be cut off and we're going to arrest you if you do this. You need to go to this website. It's the same stuff that those people use to get keylogger things onto your computer so they can find out what your passwords are.
Yeah, right.
Except it was early versions of that that was made for innocent fun between idiot school kids. And
that was the origin of actual cyber terrorism. Now you spearheaded that.
Yeah, we're spearheading that as well.
I can spearhead.
But they were fucking good times, man. That MSN was sweet. We had your contact list of a heap of people, and then you'd just get a bank of emails from somebody, and you just add all those people. And if they added you, you'd be like, yeah, I'll talk to whoever that is.
It was ideal for like expressing yourself at that age when you need to express your individuality, but you're expressing your individuality the same as every other fucking person is expressing it. So, because you could have your song.
Yeah.
And like, why would you ever think that anyone would ever be interested in what song you're listening to right now?
This is on MSN, isn't it?
Yeah, remember you could have that?
That came in late in the game before, yeah.
You'd be logged into iTunes and be linked up.
Yeah, well, I didn't have iTunes.
Broden Minogue is listening to Michael Jackson, Thriller, or whatever.
Yeah, and you could change your song and what your favourite movie was and stuff like that. You see, MSN had a MySpace on MSN, but it wasn't MySpace. It was just called MSN, MySpace and MSN. And you could go in there and you could do things like that, but more, and add your favourite games and add your favourite movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, you play games with you. You play like chess. And,
and so one of my friends told me in like 2006, he's like, yeah, I'm on MySpace. I'm like, yeah, me too. And he's like, oh, what's your MySpace? How do I get to your MySpace? And I'm like, what? It's the MSN. And he goes, no, MySpace. And I'm like, yeah, MSN, MySpace. And he's like, no, it's like MySpace. It's a whole website. Because everything, it wasn't just an application, which they didn't call them apps at the time too. They were programs. They didn't call it an app. It was a program.
Yeah, no such thing as apps.
It's not an app. It's not MSN it's not a program. It's a website. And I'm like, what? MySpace?
I wonder if there's a MySpace app now. Again, we'll touch back. We're not going to look it up now.
Yeah.
We'll touch back next week. This is a cliffhanger. If ever I've heard one. We want you to come back. Find out if there's an app. Don't check it yourself. get your news from us. You
Just
can't get it
wait.
on fucking
That's
Facebook
right.
anymore.
You can only get it from Friendly Geordies and us.
Yeah, that's right. And Friendly Geordies is going too political now.
Oh, well, I think that's where he started, so he kind of stayed there, but...
Yeah, but he's going more and more like...
He's loving it. He's loving it. He's fucking loving it because John Barilaro and Gladys Berejiklian know who he is, and he is lapping it up.
Yeah,
he went mad
right.
with power when he fucked in that guy's house. When he went to that guy's house, like hired it, and he was just like, it was fucking genius. It was like comic book genius.
Yeah, he's like a little evil genius, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Him and his little... I think he's got a team, doesn't he? Like a team, a crew.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, we tried to get him to come on here, but he won't.
Well, he's too bloody big for us, you know.
Yeah.
David Icke's not, but...
yeah, he's just looking to get his message out there, old Ike.
That's it.
What are your thoughts on him?
On Ike?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, you know...
I like David. I like the way he's never done anything mean to me.
Yeah, but I love talking to him, and I think he was very nice. I would love to talk to him.
He was a nice guy.
I would love to talk to him about more than just what he wants to talk to us about.
Yeah, we were kind of annoyed when... I wouldn't say annoyed.
Not even disappointed, just kind of
No, we're like, we didn't get to say what we wanted to say.
Yeah.
No, we weren't annoyed. We weren't upset because he spoke to us.
It was amazing. And I
don't know the word to use, but we were like, would have been nice if we could... Because we didn't want to really go down the COVID.
Yeah, we knew it was happening. It's like, come on, David, we've seen 10 hours of you saying the same shit everywhere else. We know that's what you think.
We wanted to get more into the
consciousnness,
into his conscious, because like it or not, it's an interesting view, and there is no answers to that.
That's right. I really wanted to know about his career and how you know, because he always encourages people to step off the postage stamp and don't play by the rules. And it's like I wanted to say stuff like, you know, you did well in your early career and ended up on television, and obviously probably was able to afford a home, get into that property market, and then, you know, when you can get a couple of homes under you, you can kind of step out of the property market and you know, become the son of God and start making prophecies and not really have to work a whole lot. If you want to write books, though,
wonder how much money he makes just based off the shit, the stuff he makes, like his output. Because it would have to. It's not like he's not getting paid for it. I know he does a lot of things for free.
Yeah, of course, but
like he's come on our thing for free. Yeah, not many people.
But that's his PR, though, right?
But he's getting money.
Yeah, but he didn't get any off of us.
No, but he's getting money selling books, selling tickets. He sells tickets and stuff to his shows.
Those shows are huge too. Those are massive, man. He fills up fucking arenas and like big clubs.
He does like a day-long seminar
10 hours.
Talks.
Wow.
It's like, what the...
How
could you sit through that?
That's crazy. Did you ever watch that documentary that that Gareth made, his son made?
Yep.
And at the end of
Renegade?
I think it's Renegade.
Or is that the Hollywood? Not Hollywood.
Nah, it's at the end of it.
It's very well made.
It's great. Okay. It painted him very well, of course. And at the end of the documentary, he's like doing a couple of shows, and he's like, "Now, do I finish off with the Illuminati elite and reptilians, or do I finish off with this?"
He's backstage like
doing
a comedian.
material.
Yeah, he's like Dave Chappelle. He's like, I'll leave that bit out.
And then his ex-wife is like the manager, and she's like, "They paid for 6 hours of David Icke, and they're getting 6 hours of David Icke.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what you do. I don't give a fuck. You're just cash to me."
Yeah, yeah, pretty much is what she's saying. He's just like, "Do I leave out the reptilian stuff?"
Yeah.
Oh, there's going to be people who came here just to see the reptilian stuff. They're going to be bloody pissed off, aren't they? I'm not bloody doing it.
I'm not doing it. When you give up, when you acquiesce, you give up your power.
It's got to be hard to be someone like David Icke because they're such deep thinkers. And I always get concerned at people who, there's got to be a middle ground between, because ignorance is bliss. It really is in a way, in the sense of like, you can sit there and you can be a real deep thinker and think about the wonders of the universe and consciousness. But there's a point where you reach a tipping point where it's like you just keep going too deep into it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're left feeling alone. I feel like that's how a lot of people become nihilistic, is because they knock down these walls that were protecting them from actually we're nothing. But you've got these walls that protect you. You got your own little world, your little bubbles, your relationships, your pets, you know, but if you go too deep into what David's doing in this consciousness thing, he's got to a point now where he just thinks that it's just it's just an experience, and so nothing really matters. It's like, fuck, how can you go that deep? I've reached a point where I'm like trying to become more ignorant.
Yeah.
Like, no joke.
Yeah.
Like, I want to ease up a bit on the deep thoughts because I don't feel like there's a point where it can't be doing you any good, even though you are like seeking knowledge and stuff like that. There's a point where you're not going to get an answer and you'll just drive yourself fucking mental. So crack a beer and put on a fucking TV show before you die. Because
man, it's so fucking true, and to the point where I know exactly what you're talking about. Like,
you know what I mean?
I once asked a psychologist if she would please fucking brainwash me because I just wanted to shut up and eat my slop like Oliver Twist and be a good boy.
Oh, you wanted a hard reset?
I just wanted to fucking. I was sick of overthinking stuff. I was sick of thinking stuff. I was sick of everything, and again, like you just said, it makes you nihilistic. It makes you just think nothing's worth doing, and everything sucks ass. And ignorance really is bliss, Cody. It really is, and sometimes that's why the news being off is great.
Yeah. I'm happy not finding out how many cases of COVID-19 are in Melbourne. I'm happy. I'm happy not hearing about this stuff because what can I do really? What can I do? Just
exactly
get
what you're doing.
Depressed.
Exactly what you're doing.
Just get upset by it.
Just do the best you can to not assume you have it, and do your best not to infect anyone.
Precisely.
And that's all we can all do.
But there's a point where you just get spoon fed this warm diarrhea that they class as news these days, and you accidentally get fucking, it sticks to you. It is like shit because even though we don't like the news. I'm just saying it now.
Yeah.
You go on Facebook, and when it was polluted with that shit, you're just picking up like and you don't know, you don't realize you're doing it, but you're reciting shit you've heard that it's not proven. There's a fucking fly in here that's doing my head in.
Yeah, it's gonna get me too. And I had a mosquito land on my finger before, and I was like, it's gonna bite me, and I'm gonna scratch it the whole time.
I know why there's so many insects in here.
You left the window open, didn't you?
That door that goes out of what we call the kitchenette.
Yes.
Entertaining area for the guests.
The green room.
The studio. The green room. The backstage area. That door was left open, and the lights in here are just humming. So
the lights are on.
Well, we turned these on.
Ah.
This must be the most riveting podcast.
Yeah, sorry guys.
we went off. We were talking about the really good stuff,
so
and
like
then we
consciousness.
And
there's a fly in here.
A fly ruined it.
Flies.
I can't believe a fly derailed the Flow State podcast.
Wow, it didn't take much, did it?
David Icke doesn't believe in the moon and space and shit like that.
I got to tell you, man, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
you can if you have a good enough telescope, you can look at the things that they put on there.
Yeah, you can.
You can just look at them, like you can just see them, like they're there.
You can.
Like you can reach out and touch them.
That's a scary thing. This is where ignorance is bliss because everyone's ignorant because there's no reason absolutely whatsoever that every single intelligent human being on this earth should not be screaming their fucking ass off constantly. Just going, what the fuck is going to happen next? I'm not going outside because I don't know, because no one knows what's going to happen. All it takes, like the Earth, we're on a rock floating in space. Nothing. If it just stops, something bad will happen.
That's right.
There's volcanoes out there. There's like everyone I know is going to die, and I'm going to die, and it could come at any point. But everyone's just like
okay with it
at Coles. Cocoa Pops are on sale. Like shit like that. It's like, how can you be worried? How can you be concerned? You know what I mean? So that's like the whole of human race is ignorant to some extent. Like even Stephen Hawking was ignorant in a way.
Yeah, fucking ignorant bastard. No, but man, I think you need to go and get brainwashed because this is you're doing the thing that you just said about. You're like, I'm thinking too much about it. It makes me angry.
No, I'm getting it out.
Get it out.
And I've backpedaled already. I'm already going back to my ways. Like,
but like that's the thing is, I suppose. Yeah, you're right. Everybody's gonna die, and everyone you care about is gonna be gone, and you know what I mean. Like it's gonna happen.
It's the Flow State podcast.
Welcome back.
But like there's no. But my point being on that is that like there's no reason that everyone in the world shouldn't be just freaking out all the time. Why the fuck isn't everyone just constantly anxiety? The fucking people being anxious isn't the fucking mystery.
Mm.
People not being anxious, that's the fucking mystery.
Exactly.
That's a real mystery,
I'll
man.
tell you what I think the reason that they aren't is it's a couple of things. Have you heard the song Guitars and Cadillacs by Dwight Yoakam?
No.
It's on Terminator 2 when he walks into the bar and he goes, Guitars and Cadillacs and hillbilly music.
Yes, I'm with you now.
Well, that's pretty much it, except change your guitars and Cadillacs for coffee and cigarettes.
Yeah.
Coffee and cigarettes.
Well, I think it is hormones, man. It's shit that balances you out.
It's literally it's
Chemical
television
balance.
and it's fatty, shitty fast food, and it's having to work. Humans aren't made to do the jobs that we do, right? Everything
No,
we
you're
do
saying that-
is intellectually exhausting.
Yeah, but are you saying that this stops people from...
Thinking.
Yeah, but no, but if you go back to like ancient tribal stuff like that, they weren't freaking out.
No,
They were fucking
because they were in
industrious.
touch. They were in touch with the earth. They were accepted that fact.
Yeah.
Right? Now we get to that point where we're not in touch with the earth, we're not in touch with the universe, we're in touch with money. And I need more, and I need it now, and I need more stuff. And all we want is to feel good all the time. There's not a day that goes right. If you feel bad, if you
go to
feel
a place
bad,
without an air conditioner.
exactly. Oh no! Oh, now I've got anxiety.
Have a Coke that's lukewarm.
Oh no, that makes me feel discomfortable.
Have a fucking bit of cheese that's been out for 20 minutes.
Oh, I couldn't eat that. It's off.
Been out for 20 minutes.
Oh no, it's
Oh.
not fresh. Throw that in the bin.
Who left this bread open?
It's a bit
Stale.
stale. You know what they used to do with stale bread?
Make penicillin out of it?
Yeah, probably.
Didn't they?
I don't know. Did they make it? I don't know. Just I was going to say breadcrumbs.
No, they discovered it.
They-
No, was it penicillin? I
Yeah,
don't know.
penicillin. It's an Australian invention, I believe, too. But like, speaking of inventions, discoveries, space, and shit like that, and the moon being fake, NASA just fucking went to Mars again. They're there again, and they took a chopper with them this time. Landed that shit on there.
They took a helicopter.
A chopper, yeah, like a drone chopper.
How big are these fucking rovers?
I'm thinking like 2 Coke cans,
Nah, they're big, aren't they?
like 5
no.
Coke cans,
Aren't
like a
they
whole
like a car,
like a
something?
slab. They could probably like 2 laptops. Hey, well,
No, on wheels. No, that would.
they've
that
got to
sh-
be bigger.
that
Of course,
shit
they're
would
bigger.
tip over.
But I don't think they're the size of a truck, if that's what you're asking.
I think they're the size. I'm guessing that they are the size of a go-kart
That's probably a pretty accurate assumption.
with big old fucking forward drive.
When we get back on
tires.
MySpace, we'll find out.
We will, because the news is on there.
Because-
I'm fucking starved.
But yeah, like they
Um,
went to that place, man, and you know, people could be freaking out all the time. But like, what about the guys who are busy? They can't freak out because they're trying to figure out how to get us over to Mars.
Yeah,
if we can get there at all.
Elon Musk's plan is to make a whole, group of 10 people.
That ain't
Can-
enough.
This is conjecture.
Yeah, that
It
ain't
might
enough
be
people.
more. It might be 20 people. I don't know what it is.
10,
But there's
11.
a shipment of people going over there, and they've already been picked.
They got the con note ready.
There's a woman that's already going. Like, she's already signed the deed,
What's her name?
and she doesn't get to come back. You don't get to fucking come back from Mars. How fucked up's that? Imagine if you just fucking regretted it one day. You know, like when you fucking wake up one morning, you're like, oh, I don't want to play football anymore.
Yeah, I want to go.
I'm
to Mars.
retiring. You don't get to quit your job.
No. And
You're
where do you
an
retire
astronaut
to? You go
forever.
the other side of the hill of Mars Hill.
Yeah.
You don't. There's nowhere to go.
Oh, man.
Who are you going to talk to?
Then you'd be nihilistic, I reckon. You'd
Yeah,
have to
you
be a
would be.
strong mentally motherfucker. You'd have to be with a good group of people.
Yeah.
Imagine if you just went up there with a bunch of dicks.
You ever seen the movie Mission to Mars with who's that guy who played?
And,
I'm gonna. I think.
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah. No, but I was gonna say that's who I was gonna say.
I know.
Except I was gonna say who's the guy who played the Swedish guy with the peg leg in the Tenacious D
The
movie?
Rock and Roll History
Yeah,
Museum.
Rock and Roll History Museum. Him. What's his name? Tim
Robbins.
Robbins. Not
Good
Tony
actor.
Robbins. Tim Robbins is in that movie with
Yeah, I have seen that.
with not Mark Wahlberg. I'm thinking Timothy Oliphant. Maybe I don't know.
Matt Damon.
No, maybe it was like Chris.
He was in Martian.
Yeah, Matt Damon was in Martian. That was a cool movie. But like every space movie where they go to another planet, there is a scene in which like the crewmates like get angry at each other and like fight and like try to
Yeah.
kill each other.
Yeah,
And
that's
there always one goes like, "We're not doing that. I'm not sticking up with him." And there's always like a power struggle. There wouldn't be that. Those people who are astronauts are like level-headed intellectual people that don't confront each other. They know their
Yeah.
position, they know their roles, and they follow each other.
Did you see that bloke. Was it Alex Jones that got punched by Buzz Aldrin? It was
he was like, he told him you didn't go to the moon or something like that, and he was all like, fucking, I'll beat the shit out of you because he kept picking on him or something.
Yeah, put your hand on the Bible and swear that you went to the moon. Jeez, we're blown out in this fucking camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just fucking snotted him old school style. Just said, no, you don't get to talk to me like that. I wish there was a bit more of that shit.
There was a history of that guy bothering Buzz Aldrin, right? And that guy even took Buzz Aldrin to court.
Yep, get punched in the face, you fuckhead.
They threw it out of court. I said, don't fuck with Buzz Aldrin.
Yep.
Motherfucker went to the moon. Don't fuck with Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, they named Buzz Lightyear after that motherfucker.
That's it. They did. No one cares about Michael Collins, by the way. Third man on the moon. Old fucking bronze medal.
Do you remember what Carl Pilkington said about him?
What did he say?
He goes, he was, at one point, he was the loneliest man in the world.
Why in the world?
It's just the funniest thing. I know, like, we all know what he meant because he was the furthest away from any human contact ever. Yeah. But fucking hell, that's a phenomenal way. Imagine if you found Carl Pilkington. Imagine if Ricky Gervais never found him. He would just be some funny guy.
Yeah, he'd just be some dude. He wouldn't even be anywhere. He'd just like Carl Pilkington helped make that motherfucker what he is.
100%.
Yes.
Well, the Ricky Gervais show and the radio show just built a huge following, and they were like the podcast OGs.
Yeah.
Which is massive.
Opie and Anthony, I think they were OG dudes too, weren't
Digital radio.
Yeah, Mark Maron, XM radio guys,
XM,
right?
yeah. Opie and Anthony was a very funny show. And they were getting on there and they were saying whatever the fuck. Like there was a whole string of episodes where they got Patrice on for one, and they found this 8-track tape recordings, pornographic tape recordings.
Jesus.
And it was literally like old women. You could sound like, fuck, how would I describe the voice and the type of person? Like,
how's it going, man? I've got no teeth in me face and I can't speak very well, except I'm Australian for some reason.
Think like an American 50s woman.
Oh, hello, don't. No, that's
American, smoking a cigarette.
Okay. What are you going to do about it, darling?
Getting closer.
Yeah,
getting
sort of
warmer.
like,
So
I Love Lucy.
Carol, you fucking whore.
Oh, dear.
Like that really over the top acting. I put a banana up my ass.
A really nice soft A on that.
And they had like sound effects. Like they must have been putting shit into that fly is a fucking bastard.
I'm going to kill all the flies.
What
are they for? They don't need to be anywhere. Flies suck balls and ass.
You should go.
Nothing wrong
with
that, guys. You can do that if you like.
Yeah, of course. 8-track. It's called 8-track porn. Opie and Anthony. It's very fucking funny.
When we say 8-track, we're talking about audio tape.
Audio tape,
horrible.
Cassettes.
Horrible.
And it's like, and it's like scenarios. Like the grocer guy comes to deliver the groceries, and she's at home without her husband, and he comes in, and he's just like this big dopey dumb kid. He speaks like an American dumb idiot, whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, It's just so graphic. Yep. I don't even want to say it in my real one.
So did you ever hear of another podcast called Cumtown? I think it was another original.
Yeah. Cumtown's Canadian dudes.
I think it is. Is that the one with they sit on the floor just with a microphone?
Yeah.
One of the
Middleton
guys,
loves those.
The guy with the curly hair, his dad is on like Boston Legal or some shit.
Yep.
And he always talks about growing up with a famous dad, but he's like not famous and he always has to borrow money off him and shit.
Yeah.
They do this one where they read out like personals from Craigslist ads.
Right.
But they're like really, really graphic, and it's from gay guys.
Yeah, I've heard these.
Who want to like get with a gay dude, except that they're also married to women, and they don't want anyone to know about it. And they say, "Hey, does anybody want to come over and watch the game of football? Maybe suck my cock, nothing gay," and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and they read just heaps of these things, and it makes me really, really glad that I don't think we have Craigslist in Australia. Do we have?
I think we do.
Do we have that? Is there any of that? Should we? Is that next to MySpace? We'll sign up for MySpace and Craigslist.
Let's find out next week.
Guys. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
but they.
I know someone who got like a trailer off it once.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like a movie trailer. They just had it removed because it was offensive.
Like a tandem trailer. Yeah.
Exactly. It got cancelled.
Hey, why are we dressed like that? Why are we dressed like this?
Well, we will let everybody know.
Oh, I nearly got that fucker.
So I just didn't. Well, the reason I'm dressed like this because there's a fly in the studio and I didn't want it getting on my face. Why am I dressed like this? We've just had a really good day filming our new show, Bonk City Detectives. We've been working on it for a little while and we've been pumping really hard over the last few days to get a few scenes finished with a few named characters in there. So we've got our nice shirts on. I got my lack of chest hair out. And yeah, we've just been running around with foam weapons, imitation firearm weapons.
Yep. From the guys at
Props
A1
world
Props
in the world.
In Melbs.
Yeah, probably. And
something like that. I forget what
yeah, that's right.
Check them out.
.net/au.
Yep.
Good cover, boys. Definitely not real assault rifles and axes and actual nuclear bombs and stuff like that. Definitely not real. And yeah, so we've been having a great time filming that. It's coming out on the 1st of March. It's fucking hilarious. You and I both star in it.
Correct.
As Cody Jones as Stevie Nighthawk and Broden Minogue's Joey Lazarus and a few other crazy characters in which you'll see. But it's about a duo of fantastic cops, detectives from a town called Bonk City, and they have to face off with one of their foremost foes, fiends, villains.
Villain, yeah.
Yeah, Richter.
Yeah, they catch up with him and they,
find out
anyway.
Find out. It's going to be. That's why I'm stumbling through because I don't even know. I don't want to give too much away. All I know is that it's made me have a great time. It's made me realize I really like taking videos and stuff like that. I've had a lot of fun with lighting. I love playing with it, and it's going to look really cool. It's going to sound really cool. It's going to be hilarious. In the background of this really bad long shot that I'm about to go to, boom, right there, you can see there's a couple of little things there. These little boxes, and they are responsible for a good 85% of the sound on the thing, because we got sounding great is important. Looking great is one thing, but sounding great is okay too. This is why the lovely people at Rode have helped us out with these lovely pod mics and the Rodecaster. But
it's going to be good, man. It'll be March the 1st. It'll be available. You can come check it out.
That's a Monday night.
We'll definitely premiere it.
That's it.
On Facebook.
I think
it's definitely going on my YouTube as well.
That's right. We'll put it on the Cody Jones YouTube channel, which you should check out.
Go and check that out too,
really
yeah.
Good. There's some good stuff on there. Some Jordan Peterson doing regular people stuff. There's
Have
you got any more Conor McGregor stuff up there at the moment?
Not at the moment.
No.
I'm waiting for him to come good again.
Yeah.
Just my YouTube's chugging along quite nicely.
Pump it around, pump it out. You'll see episodes of our show here on the Cody Jones page as well, which you should go and have a look at because that's flying through the roof. So what a good place to reach more people than the place that's flying through the roof. Let's go and check that out in there. Jump on it. We'll still be appearing on this channel, of course, for all your flow state needs. Everything you need for all your flow state needs.
Yeah. Well, look, I reckon tonight was a good episode.
I've had a great time.
Thanks to all the patrons for helping us get Bonk City done.
That's how we do it. We appreciate it, guys.
You guys will be credited on the credits.
Absolutely. And sorry, I've dogged a couple of you guys on badges there, and we've got 2 shirts to come for a couple of lovely people there, and they'll be the last of the first batch. And then no more of those shirts. There'll be different designs, and hopefully you'll have some Bonk City merch in the near future to check out.
Correct. That's right.
Correct.
Okay,
That's fine.
I was going to say, just come and be a patron as well.
That's
and
right.
you can sign up and get all access to
That's it.
early access, probably, to future episodes of Bonk City and similar short films and stuff like that.
That's right.
If you have anything to say to us, message us on the Facebook page or email us at brodenandcody@gmail.com.
That's right.
Whatever you want to say it.
That's right. And
Send us something.
Give us a spin on Spotify, on YouTube, and we, of course, appear live on Facebook on Wednesday nights.
Correct.
And so thank you all so much. We appreciate you. I'm glad nobody got to look at my face today because I'm too famous to look at now. I got recognised at work, so now I'm far too famous.
Yeah.
And
he came here. He got a lift here in a black car.
I got
and
someone to drive me
door.
around. They're waiting at the front.
It was an Uber.
Thanks so much, guys. It's been the Alternate Universe episode 47, and we thank you all so much again for being part of the Flow State journey.
Let's make a MySpace. Let's see you next week. Belt it up your ass.
Stay away from the bloody aliens and
never shit your pants, no matter what. There's no fucking excuse for it, all right? See you next week. That was episode 47. Subscribe, tell your mates, and belt it.
so yeah.
Saw ya.